Hello, and welcome everybody to Three Kobolds Gaming, where we play Pathfinder's 2nd Edition, and tonight we continue our Heroes of Absalom campaign.
That we do, yes.
Jack, are you alright there, buddy?
Yeah. Sorry, I literally froze in real life for a second. That was just some mental lag.
Alright. Well, I just have a quick question. All of us here are fans of dice, correct?
Yes.
I have some right here.
Yeah, go figure.
Wild, me too.
Yeah, y'all too.
So, the other day I actually saw a 6-sided die that instead of having a 6 on it, it had 7 pips. I was so confused. It was a 6-sided die. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Have any of you guys seen anything like that? Anyone know what that might be used for? I was honestly so concerned as to what that might be for.
I'm wondering if there's a punchline to this. Like, I don't know.
So I did some digging, and it actually turns out that it is the holy symbol for Nivi Rhombodazole, who is the only gnomish deity.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you got me.
So, Nivi was what is known as a Sverfneblin? Sverfneblin?
Very cool.
Oh,
creature.
Will, do you remember them from Out of the Abyss?
I do. I certainly do. Which are gnomes that live in the Darklands, below the surface of Golarion. Nivi was once actually a mortal gnome, with such a penchant for gambling and games of chance that she racked up an immense debt in nearly every major city. So much so that she was eventually forced to flee beneath the surface of Golarion to escape her debts. She found her way into the Darklands eventually, where she was amazed by the wonders and incredible sights contained therein, and became actually the first deep gnome to stave off the bleaching in its entirety by finding a new life beneath the surface. She continues her life, eventually finding a special gem of such great power that she was able to trade it to Torag himself to become a demigod. As such, she is the patron deity for Svirfneblin, and funnily enough, bleachlings, those gnomes who have succumbed to the bleaching, but did not perish due to its effects. And this has been another edition of Gnome Facts.
Good.
Gaming.
It was a good one. Strong gnome fact.
Yeah, strong. Agree. Strong gnome.
Borderline Svirfneblin fact, but we'll allow it.
They are gnomes. They're just like a different variety.
Like how drow are.
Yeah. Drow are elves, but
They're elves.
underground.
It's just a specification.
Yeah. What?
I like Nivi. Nivi's a cool.
Wait, so
cool deity.
is there a relevance to the 7 on the die?
She was a gambler, so it just like gives her an edge, I guess, in
Yeah, it's just
games of chance.
Loaded
using
dice?
6-sided die.
Okay.
Feels like a really bad way to cheat at dice.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, the
I feel like
7
someone
showed up
would've
on my
caught up.
6-sided die.
Feels like a really,
I don't know how that happened.
really obvious way to cheat.
I don't know. I don't work here. I just follow Nivi Rombo Dazzle.
Maybe the 7th pip is like decorative. Like maybe that's like to symbolize the gem that she traded to
The
Torag.
7th pip is the friends we made along the way.
That's the real. That's
dear.
it.
Maybe maybe
Oh,
the
dear.
7 is just to symbolize the fact that she was so good at gambling that everyone thought she was using loaded dice.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, actually, she was terrible at gambling, which is
Well-
why she ran
well-
away from the surface world.
Maybe her followers were just not good at counting, you know?
Well, even really
It's
good
ship-
gamblers, like
Shift.
this is what they say: is they always like gambling always gets you in the end. Like even the best gamblers still like rack up debts if you go long enough. Like you have to know, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, as my grandfather used to say.
That was your grandfather who
So
said that?
yeah, that was my granddad.
Yeah.
He founded that. He coined that phrase. So it was. It's important, I think, to remember. And learn from Nivi's mistakes. Learn from. It's like a Greek deity or like a Hellenic deity, where it's like learn from them, don't copy them.
Fun fact: if you're a follower of Nivi in Pathfinder Second Edition, you could take the the domains of family, luck, trickery, wealth, or alternatively, confidence and earth.
Is the luck domain still like objectively the best one?
I don't know. I haven't looked at. I mean, if it's
It
anything
gives
like
bit of
first
luck
edition,
as the domain spell.
it's dumb. Yeah.
Bit of luck is just saving throws these days.
Still good.
In first edition, bit of luck is any d20 roll, which is wild.
Yeah, that's pretty broken.
Cast this
Completely
spell?
broken.
Yeah, it was their channel divinity, right? So they could just like use one of these 9 per day, and I'll just reroll
It
my
was an
next D20.
insane number of
Yeah.
number of times
Yeah.
per day. Like no one could ever use it all the times
Let
per
me
day.
just put on these bracers that give me an extra 3 uses per day of my channel divinity for 5,000
Yeah.
gold.
Really weird.
Um,
Both of the luck domain spells actually involve re-rolling saving throws.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do they both have the fortune trait?
They do.
There was one
Great, man.
man, I wish I could remember it because there was some spell that I saw on the Pathfinder Second Edition subreddit that was just like busted because, or some ability or something from, oh, you know what it was? It was an ability from one of the new archetypes from the new adventure path, like Realm Walkers or something.
Gatewalker.
Gatewalker, yeah, it was one of the archetypes from
Gatewalkers,
that.
that's the new
And it was like a reroll ability that didn't have the fortune trait, and everybody was like, "This is crazy.
What?
This is ridiculous."
What?
Where is it?
Errata incoming. Wee woo. Wee woo.
Yeah. But
Nerf
Either
police rolling in.
was it soul something? And also it the archetype gave you access to a familiar that could actually strike. So everybody
The same archetype?
Same archetype.
So like why would anybody do
Yeah. What is it called?
you guys just wanna play 4 of this archetype like next Adventure Path? Like you guys wanna do that?
Soul, unless they haven't put it in yet. They probably haven't put it in yet. Soul Forger? No. Soul Warden? No. We'll come back to it. I don't want to hold up everybody too much. How's everybody feeling? You all survived the Ankau assassination attempt.
That creature is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Just
it
a
was
little bit.
mentioned, it was the highest difficulty creature you all have as of yet faced as a party.
Welcome to book 4.
Yeah, we're here.
And honestly, it could have been way worse. It really could have been a lot worse. All it takes is one of you to roll, I think, a 7 or an 8 on the prismatic ray.
Yeah.
And you're just in another plane. Have fun. Good luck.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
8 is roll twice, right? Is that
Yeah.
like take 2? Yeah.
So it must have been like, because 6, I rolled 2
7 is
sixes
the
for you
ultimate
guys,
plane.
and that was
Yeah.
the one that not feeble-minded, but like confused you.
Warp to my mind.
And then I think 7 is roll a save or get teleported to another plane. Most of which kill you.
Yeah.
Go figure. You might get lucky and get teleported to heaven. You might get super unlucky and get teleported to like the abyss.
The fire plane. It's just
but
fire.
Yeah, you get teleported to the elemental plane of water. Like, oh, you can't breathe water? Good, you're dead. Enjoy your next 45 seconds, or what is it? Your con modifier times 10 number of rounds that you can hold your breath. Like,
We do not have the resources or magic ability to fix that.
Nope.
Not quick enough. No.
Not quick.
But even like if you go to the shadow plane, right? Like probably the easiest plane to deal with, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the best option. Like you need to deal with that problem.
You're just kind of
Soon.
stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah, and hope something horrible doesn't come kill you. Like,
Yeah. But you all handled it. You rested. You woke up the next morning, and Theron used a bevy of high-level spells to piece back the broken mind of one lizard-brained Kashak. After having done so, you head back to Captain Runewolf with the information that you gleaned from Thraskell prior to his untimely demise at the tip of a crossbow bolt. And you were told basically to infiltrate the Noxious Retort, a yearly alchemy conference held at the Temple to the Blackfingers, wherein you were to learn how to access the secret entrance, which would allow you to descend to the halls beneath the temple, where theoretically one Mr. Infector or Father Infector resides and has squirreled himself away in the time between the bombing attempt at the Aurorium and now. You were given access to the treasure trove of various costumes and clothing pieces that Runewolf's assistant was able to tailor to fit you all, and you're sent about your way. Have any of you had the chance to take a look at anything that you wanted to purchase on your way to the Noxious Retort that
Yes.
might assist you in your infiltration endeavors?
I am getting so many lesser and minor elixirs, you have no idea. Like,
How many is so
so
many?
many.
I would like an idea.
Yeah. 20 total, I believe.
Oh, that is so many.
That is
Yeah.
at least one many, if not so many.
Yeah. They're all gonna be 3 gold elixirs, so I'll just mark down 60 so far and send you a full list of what I got. Is that okay?
Phenomenal. That works. Anybody else? Anything that you would like to use?
I've got 0 gold on my character sheet before the shopping, so
As
it
it
will
should
remain
be.
that way after the shopping.
As it should be.
I don't think anything. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
Same for Bastro. He is pretty poor.
Not a problem.
Guys, if there's any minor or lesser things you want me to get for you and wear on my body for my disguise, let me know.
Oh, right. It's part of your disguise, too.
It's part of
That's
my
right,
disguise,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have, like, a
yeah,
big
'cause you have like
wizard robe.
6 bandoliers or something.
That is what I said I had, yes.
Non-mechanical bandoliers.
Non-mechanical.
Bandoliers.
Flavor,
I might
flavor
actually-
bandoliers.
I have a
Yes.
couple of like random things that I just sort of have on my person. Like I have 3 alchemist's fires and like a
Okay.
tanglefoot bag. I might just give you those to
Cool.
wear, and like then you have them. It's really hard for me to use the action economy to actually use these things unless we need them. So like, it's good, but sure.
I need
well,
more ranged stuff.
Yeah, why don't you take all of those? They're both moderate in case you end up using them. But I have the stats and everything.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
those are not going to count towards my 20, though. Those will just fill up the other slots on my 7 bandoliers.
And
Non-mechanic.
Lears.
The bandoliers,
Non-mechanical.
The number of
Drawing
flavor
and
bandoliers
using
contains
is still
changes.
2 full actions. I know. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's good because if anybody had tried to find a second edition bandolier, they literally couldn't.
Wouldn't be able to.
It doesn't exist. So
Yes.
we're not giving any false information.
It was too good, and they routed it
I
into
just
the
said
ground.
no more.
They
This
said
is
no.
unacceptable. All right. So, you all head through the Ascendant Quarter towards the Temple of Blackfingers. Again, the only legal and open operation of a temple to Norgorber. Potentially, definitely in Absalom, potentially for who knows how far. Considering most people are like, yeah, you know, this god of poison and murder might not be such a great guy. Eventually, you make your way to the Temple of Blackfingers. You all see this relatively modest, single-story, kind of squat rectangular building with like a single steeple towards the back end. It's in a fairly again, it's not resplendent like many of the other major temples, and considering it's the only, you know, it's not like the temple to Iomedae with this soaring cathedral that is in, you know, beautiful white marble with gorgeous red banners and stained glass depictions of Iomedae fighting the forces of evil. Like, it's kind of just like a stone church, reasonably sized, again, single story, single steeple, towards the backside. But you do walk up a kind of, quote, grand staircase to the front entrance, where you see 2 massive double wooden doors open, welcoming the attendees of the conference. As you take a step up, you enter into the main entryway. You see an enormous room that has an open, inviting feel, despite the being draped in tapestries of black and dark green. The large wooden doors leading outside that you've just come through are open, but there are also impressive double doors to the east and west. Before you, you see a massive sculpture of a mortal and pestle, made out of plaster and papier-mâché, which takes up much of the room. Scattered around are a few small tables and narrow seats that allow attendees of the Noxious Retort to engage in private conversations with each other. A crowded bar is visible through the double doors to your east, and through the double doors to the west, you see a large, low desk with a banner that reads registration. And let me just take you to the map. Let's take you to a map.
Oh, we go.
Take it to the map.
Kick it to the course. You know, in all of my prep, I forgot to put your characters on the map.
What? Wild.
Good. Excellent.
How important could those be?
Clearly
where
not.
did she throw with you, Kashak?
Yeah.
In the Pokeball.
Wizards have familiars.
This is, yep, Sheether is, in fact, familiar.
Oh yeah. What is everyone else's costume?
Big ass robe.
Same.
Robe.
Bastards is wearing a giant robe.
Wow, you're-
Okay. Cool. And then I've got like the servant's clothes on.
Ben just wants to help people. That's why he keeps taking up positions as like waiters
Ben's just here, man.
and valets and bodyguards.
I've been watching a lot of Downton Abbey recently, so.
Is that, which layer is that on? That is on the GM layer. Okay. Just give me a quick moment here. We're what are you guys expecting to
we're,
gain from this conference?
to gain? We're gonna kill Jonas Blackfeather.
Is
Yeah.
that what you're
Right?
here to do?
I mean, eventually, right? Like,
Benjamin Johnson? Kill Jonas Blackfeather? That's what you were sent
oh
by Rune Wolf to
no,
do here?
we're explicitly told not to kill him. Actually, very explicitly, he wants Rune Wolf wants him alive. That's right.
Yeah, I know what Rune Wolf wants.
What are we gonna do? That's
What
a
are you
different.
gonna do about it? No, I think we're just trying to get as much information as possible.
Yeah, I think this is definitely an information gathering thing.
And
for
see
sure.
who he associates with. Obviously, like if people are here for there seems to be an above board conference, and then obviously there's going to be some less than above board conferencing going on. So if any of that seems to be tied to Jonas, we can implicate Enrico their asses, get everybody in the same case.
So, as mentioned, before you is a just ludicrous papier-mâché mortar and pestle statue in the center of this entryway hall. To your right, to the east, there is a bar with a number of patrons currently pacing about, some sitting and attending their drinks, some at the bar itself ordering. Hushed conversation seems to be kind of the air around here. It seems like this place is somewhat unsurprising to anyone who knows anything about Norgorber, a place to share secrets and successes, a place to trade information. You see people in garb from all over Galarian, and you knew that you were told by Thraskell that there are people from all over Galarian here because of the Radiant Festival. So even though most, or not all at least, of these people worship Norgorber, at the very least, they are all alchemists here to gain something from the conference. And then again, to your left here is a woman sitting behind a desk, on the front of which is a sign that says registration. Now, feel free to explore the space as you are searching for the information required to get to the lower section of the temple. There is really, and I'm gonna kind of front run this. There's no right answer here, right? There's a number of ways you can go about this. Again, you're looking for specific information. How you go about getting that information is up to you and the wiles of your wit as you attempt to conquer this challenge. Please, what would you all like to do?
Why we should register first. Firen will first say to the group, Are we gonna... Do we know each other here, or are we using false names? What's the sort of plan of attack?
Maybe we should pair off. What do you think about that?
Divide and conquer? I think that's smart.
Okay. How about new guy with me and lizard and eyes together?
Lizard and eyes.
I like the code words.
I
I'll
don't
be
get.
using my
I'm
normal
not-
name.
I'm not humanoid. I'm just eyes now.
Just eyes.
I was
Your
trying to
name
come
was
up. I was
Blobble
trying
Eye.
to come up with like your private eye, like name was lizard and eye. I don't know.
Detective eyes.
Lazolian Isles.
Detective eye.
I like it.
I like that. Yeah. So Twinkle Toes, I'm with you.
Let us
Are-
register for the conference first. I think that's a good idea, Farron.
Can I roll recall knowledge to figure out if we need any like specific credentials in order to register here?
Sure. Do you have any specific skills that you think are applicable to gaining that information? Any?
I have
laws?
lore master lore, so any lore I think
Lore
would be
master.
applicable. There's probably Norgorber convention lore.
I love this out that you found.
It's pretty great, right?
What's your proficiency in said lore?
I have a plus 16
No, like,
modifier.
are you trained?
Oh, trained.
Expert?
Trained. Yeah.
You're using your Norgorber lore, Master lore?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one hurt. That one genuinely hurt. I felt a pinprick in my brain hearing that.
I guess
Go
it'd
ahead
be
and roll it for me.
Okay.
Master lore, core Norgorber.
Could I roll society to attempt to figure out the same?
Lore Master lore for Norgorber lore.
By all means.
I'll do it.
I got a
One more, Jack.
28.
One more.
28. What level are you
Order.
guys now?
Norgorber lore,
Well-
more Master. Oh, I broke it. I did it.
12. Okay. And you said you got a 28. Baster, what'd you get?
30.
30. As you're going through and kind of thinking about what credentials might be needed, neither of you are like really certain what might be expected. In this case, even being a master of all lores, or a jack of all lores, but master of none.
I'm a lore master.
Yeah.
Master of all lores, but no Gorborber.
Jack is trying to induce a stroke in me. And he's getting pretty close to being successful. You're still not quite sure. But as you're looking around, you see that there is where is it? There is a banner that is draped over the front of the statue of this mortar and pestle. It says, "Alchemists of all levels, welcome to the Noxious Retort." So you would assume that at least some alchemical knowledge, like it specifically says alchemists. This doesn't say like welcome everybody interested in alchemy. It says welcome alchemists. So some kind of baseline proficiency will probably be necessary. But outside of that, you're not quite sure what form or accreditation is needed.
All right. Mr. Fearin, what do we call you inside?
I'll go by Imbas.
Imbas? All right, call me Derry.
Derry. Okay. I work for you, Derry. That's what we'll say.
How about I work for you and that I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm your lackey that carries all your stuff for you.
Kashak, are you
Okay.
going
All right.
by another name?
I have an idea.
I
I think that we could make up a story that Sheethra and I's brains have been switched, and you're looking for the cure. That way I don't have to talk much because I don't know nothing about alchemy.
Sure. Let's say you're my apprentice, and there was a mishap at the lab, and your brains got switched somehow. We're trying to find a cure. I think that's a great cover. Flawless.
It covers up my inability to read, write, or speak about alchemy in any way, shape, or form, and the fact that I dress like a wizard.
What should I refer to you as? Like, do you want a fake name or something?
Should I think Kashak is fine, but I don't know. What do you think?
Lizard boy McStuffins.
That one's.
I think I'll call you apprentice, and then you can just call me. Well, you won't speak because you have the brains of a lizard.
That is correct.
All right, apprentice, and I guess Sheethra won't talk either, so that's fine. That works out. I think this is a good plan.
Yeah, I mean, she couldn't talk anyway, so even if she had my brain, she wouldn't be able to say anything.
And Derry, given the outfit I've chosen, let's say I am a novice apprentice. But I am we'll say I'm a novice alchemist, but from like a long line of very wealthy alchemist. I'm trying to better my skills, which is why I've got all the accoutrements gesturing at your vials, but not necessarily the knowledge.
And I am your
Yeah.
assistant, but I'm also your tutor, but you want to call me your assistant. Because
Yes,
that
I
makes
like
me
it.
feel
Okay.
better.
Ah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
perfect.
Imbas of the Cheliax Imbas family.
So you're a
Um,
novice apprentice alchemist.
a novice
Novice.
trust fund apprentice alchemist.
Yes, I'm a trust fund alchemist. Yeah, exactly.
Sir, what do you, so y'all are heading to registration?
Yes.
Yes.
Feel free to move your characters, yeah.
I'm there.
Very good, very cool, very good.
Imboss, hold back. We'll go after them.
Let me see here. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, and I'm trying to reveal things. Lovely.
Hard to do.
Jack and I had an entire conversation about the merits of Roll20 versus Foundry. And I said, I prefer Roll20. And then I proceed to not know how to work Roll20 for 20 minutes. Here we go. So you walk up to see a reception room that has a single large desk with a crate of papers and a metal strongbox, which is manned by a woman named. You see, she has a little.
Wouldn't it be womaned? You sexist.
It's currently attended
Uh-oh.
by a person,
I was
Going by the
thinking of
name
something
of-
to say, exactly.
Kaylin Pouch. Or Paunch. It's probably Paunch. Pounch. And she's got a little wooden
Damn.
name, or probably it's brass engraved nameplates. And on that nameplate it says High Priestess. Kaylin Pouch. She seems distracted as you step up, and there's one person in line ahead of you, going through the kind of admission spiel. You see that she's asking a couple of questions, writing down on a piece of paper or parchment, and eventually there's an exchange of money. She unlocks the strongbox, pulls out a what looks to be a brass pin, in kind of the shape of the Norgorber mask, the shield-shaped Norgorber mask that you all have seen before. The attendee then puts it on their lapel, and she files the paper away, and the attendee walks off into the conference. As you step up, it's like she's repeating a routine. She speaks as though reciting from a script. The noxious retort is open to people of all levels of alchemical skill, but you must demonstrate at least a rudimentary knowledge before I can admit you. Please answer a few quick questions. And as she's going through this routine, a man with a well-oiled beard and sharp features slips up to the table beside her. The man looks like... Nope. That's the reveal tool again. We're doing great here. The man looks something like this. Steps up to the table beside and interrupts. Ah! There are a lot more exciting things here than just questions, Priest Paunch, says the man in a smooth voice. Perhaps this group should prove their knowledge.
He doesn't know her name either.
First
no one
hand.
figured out her name.
It's a bit in the game.
In the
It just says
laboratory.
thus.
An excellent idea. Jaspu, is it? Japu Thallinger,
No one knows
the
anyone's
man
name.
says quickly. Priest Paunch turns back around.
Because they're all using code names too right now.
True. We should investigate that.
I like this idea very much. Rather than answering questions, go visit all 3 laboratories in the center of the temple. They're connected, so you can't miss them. Pass the challenge, running in each laboratory and return a note of satisfactory completion from each alchemist there. I'll then give you your badges and admit you. Go on. And she points to her left, north up this hallway.
Okay, so then Imboss and I step up after the
Yeah.
three of them leave.
Yeah, come on,
in our
apprentice.
separate group.
Kashak just looks back at Bastard like, sure, why not?
Let's go, Bastard. Just like
As
leads
you're
her
heading
more.
up, Bastro, Twinkletoes, both give me perception checks.
Oh, that's good. I got. Go ahead.
36.
Oh,
36.
I got 34.
34. Both of you see Japu Thallinger like stifling a laugh in his hand as their Kashak and Basro move away. The two of you walk up and Kaelin puts the papers away and just says,
Yes, hello, Lord Imboss checking in for the conference here. This is my associate Derry. We would like to register, please.
welcome to the Noxious Retort.
Good
Please-
morning.
Actually,
Afternoon. I don't know what time it is anymore.
She pulls out an hourglass that was under her desk. It's about, flips it over, 11:30.
Not quite.
Morning or evening. That didn't answer my question.
Yes. We actually just found a new way of registration. Please report to each of the laboratories, the 3 laboratories in the center of the temple. Pass the challenge there, and get a note of satisfactory completion from each of the alchemists running the challenges. And then
Oh.
I will be able to present you with your registration token.
I lean up towards the desk a bit and I gesture to her to lean down a bit. So my employer is a bit of a newbie. I'm his assistant, but I'm actually teaching him. Is it okay if I work with him to just
That's
help him
fine.
along?
That's
All right,
fine.
thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
Scott, come along, Derry. We've got a lot to do.
Yes, sir. Coming. Jingle, 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 jingle.
So you continue following in the footsteps of your friends. As you come up to that intersection there, you see another hallway that breaks out. I should mention you pass a door on your right here, kind of right where Sheethra is.
She opens it.
Once you get out of the natural light coming in from the double doors, this whole place is fairly off-putting.
Oh, no thanks.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
The walls are lined with ever-burning torches, but none of them are the common white or warm light source that you're used to seeing. Excuse me, from magical torches of that nature. They're all pale greens and dark purples, which casts everything in this sickly gray-green paleness. As you
Hey, what are you trying to say about the color green?
looks sickly and pale, much like the
Sometimes.
description.
never forget
Everybody gets this grayish hue to their skin, even more so for those whose skin already contains grayish hues, and any color in the faces and on the skin, and even Twinkletoes' bright pinks and purples desaturate in this light.
There's
Makes-
no pink and purple right now. I'm
there
in
is-
disguise.
Right. You are in disguise. Not even a ribbon or something no.
No, my purple is tucked in, so nobody knows who I am.
Fair.
Needless to say, we all look like shit.
Yes. You all
Yeah, it
look,
looks terrible.
yeah, you all look
I like
gaunt
so ghastly.
and ghastly. Yes. What
So washed out right now.
primo word. So you see this hallway that extends out I'll just, you know what? I'll just give you this one. The hallway connects back around. It's just like a big loop. that'll
Big donut.
connect around back to the bar. And you see a number of doors. There's one directly to your north. One that is kind of northeast of you. And then if you were to continue down the hallway, there are two doors. One at the end of this hallway and another one that's once you turn the corner. There's another one up there to the northeast. You were told 3 challenge rooms in 3 different laboratories at the center of the cathedral. Where are you all headed first?
I turn to the rest of the party really quick, and I'm like, by the way, I think they're leading us either into a trap or some sort of practical joke. That guy was definitely laughing about sending us this way.
Interesting. I don't like jokes.
I
What
know.
about japes?
What do we think of this door right here?
Jests, even?
Oh, well.
See if it's locked.
Sheethra tries to open the door
Sure.
with my brain.
You open it. It is unlocked. You open it up to reveal what looks to be a quiet study room. In this room, you see... Where is it? Where is it? It just appears to
The
be
answers to all the alchemy tests.
a private, just a private room for solitary study. It contains a narrow table and 2 wooden chairs. On the chair, there is what appears to be like a book sitting on one of the chairs. But outside of that, there's loose parchment that has been left on the table. It appears to be blank.
Any traps anywhere? 22 perception.
You feel like if there were traps here, you would have seen them.
Cool. I'm gonna go check that book.
What's up with the book?
Sure. You open up the book, and you see that it is a what appears to be a treatise on basically the analysis and use of malleus root paste, which is a type of contact poison. That's just kind of what you open it up to see. If you take a little bit of time, you might be able to glean more information from it, but that's just kind of what it.
I tell the
Title.
party what it is. Should we bring it?
No, best not to arouse any suspicion if someone comes back looking for it.
I put it back. Let's move on.
Okay, where are you
Yeah,
all
wait.
going?
Straight ahead.
Might as well.
Work left to right. Sure. That's.
Very good. Very well done.
Beer
We're all-
starts
we're all
casting
doing it.
spells.
Just wrong
Oh,
tool
dear.
every time.
I meant to leave this character.
The
Uh,
entire session, only wrong tools.
Will, I just deleted myself too.
What is going on with us today, man?
he was drawing on his character and then he deleted him. I'll open the door.
All right, let me summon Firin from the depths of hell that he banished himself to.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Boom.
Whoa. It got bigger.
I have not resized Firin's
Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back.
original token,
Wow.
so he's just for some reason 15 by 15 when I drag him out of the journal.
Yeah.
You open up this door.
Yeah.
Oh boy, do you open it.
Whatever. What of it?
Oh, man. It's a door, and you have certifiably opened it.
Append.
Right about, yeah.
Oh.
Very good, very good. So, you open the door, and you hear the sounds of conversation coming from around the corner as you begin to peek your head in. A rich and earthy smell permeates this room that is filled with alchemical apparatuses, several large trays of tubers, which cover the tables to the west, flanking you as you walk in. To the east stands an empty operating table with leather straps, which appear to be for heads, hand, and feet. And as you all enter, you hear the continuation of what appears to be a lecture. As a man, a large, jolly-looking human man with long hair hanging in untidy locks from his balding head, continues to speak on some subject, saying, "And of course, we would never perform any experiments whatsoever upon unwilling subjects, so these leather straps simply help to minimize involuntary muscle contractions." The man then begins to redirect back towards the front of the room where you're coming in. "And now let us take a look at some of the samples of various tubers that I've brought, and we can discuss their potential alchemical applications. It appears we have new members for the lecture and the demonstration. Please, come in, everybody, come in. And they all kind of make space as the dude who introduces himself as Curvico Flint kind of makes a way, and the rest. Oh, I do apologize. Your lizard companion, sorry, the large one, must stay outside. I'd hate for any of these rare specimens to be knocked over and damaged if she were to.
Yeah, she doesn't fit in the door anyway, but she'll
Bump
just kind of
into
slink. She'll kind of slink her neck in and just like look from the doorway.
Very good, very good. As I mentioned, we have a wide array of root vegetables growing here, including several varieties of malleus, which is used for making malleus root paste poison. I should remind you all that malleus root paste poison is a scheduled drug. It is very difficult to obtain legal authority to be able to produce it, but I assure you that I am one of the few holding license members in Absalom. So any samples that I have here today are kept tightly controlled, but we can discuss their alchemical applications. Now,
I'm gonna sneak back out the door really quick, if it's still open.
Sure, there's not much sneaking to be done. He is, like, lecturing to the group and, like, 10 feet from the door. But he just says, it's quite alright. I understand contact poisons are not everybody's specialty, but...
No, sorry, I just dropped something, and I don't want Sir to get mad. I'll be right back.
Oh, fair enough. But before I begin a new topic, is there anything my new friends here, is there anything I could assist you all with today? Any specific questions that you might have had regarding my demonstrations here with contact poisons?
Well, funny enough, we were actually sent here to complete some trials in order to get fully registered for the event happening today. I do want to hear everything you have to say about your subject. You seem like a very knowledgeable individual. Bastard will be using Glad Hand right now to make an impression without having to fully converse for a full minute.
Sure. Go ahead and roll diplomacy for me.
Yep, and that's with a -5. But my roll is awesome. Total is 34 diplomacy.
34. Okay. He says, yes, well, actually, I didn't notice you weren't even registered yet. I do recommend getting your registration badge as quickly as possible. There are many here who are suspicious of those outside of the community, and, well, just for your own safety, I would recommend getting a registration badge and getting properly registered as quickly as possible. But you were sent here by...
Punch. By Punch.
Yes, presumably, to attempt the challenge of this laboratory. Very good. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get too far into my lecture then. I do have a quick question for you. To summarize this laboratory's challenge, currently, Malleus root paste poison takes about a week to ruminate, and well, that can make it difficult to produce high volume batches quickly, as there is a bit of a time delay as the agent is drying and as it's essentially it needs to reach maturity in the alchemical reagents. And I'm looking for a way in which to reduce this time. So, if you can suggest to me a potential manner for which my research might continue to increase the speed of production of Malleus root, then you will. One, I should mention that I have not attempted previously already, and one that I have not thought of myself, then you will have passed this room's challenge.
I am going to quickly flip through the book out of sight because I'm so tiny and there's a bookshelf and Bastro in front of me.
And as you're flipping through it, you notice that the book itself belongs to a certain person known as the Half-Blood Prince. No, this is a notebook that belongs to Curvico Flint, funnily enough.
So I'm just gonna stay like outside the doorway for this.
In or out, the door is going to be closed.
Oh shoot.
Just stand right behind me.
I'll stand right behind Bastro.
Sure. So the is looking expectantly. Anyone? Any ideas on how I can avenues to? If you guys just want to roll skill checks
Yes.
to see
I'm
what
about
you
to
might
ask.
know
Sure.
about this, that might help.
I would roll. Oh, go ahead.
Twinkletoes for having in her possession a notebook written by Curvico, containing a number of the alchemical trials that he has already done, as well as a fair amount of information regarding Malleus root itself, will gain a +2 circumstance bonus to crafting checks while in this competition.
Wow.
Do we get to ask or like request skill checks, or do you tell us what's applicable here?
You would assume that crafting would be the most applicable general skill if you want to make cases.
So
for
make an
other
argument for
skills.
medicine.
Can I do poison lore master? Since I work with other poisons.
Sure, but you're not going to get your circumstance bonus to crafting checks from the book.
Oh, that's true. Well, I have a 16 in lore master lore and a 14 in crafting, so it would be 16 either way. So I'll do the.
Crafting has a lower DC, probably.
You're angling for medicine.
You think?
Medicine can definitely work. It's just going to be a higher DC. It's not quite as applicable.
What
But
about
I think that crafting or a poison lore would be more applicable, because normally a lore is better.
Probably crafting.
Then I will do crafting with the circumstance bonus.
Because this
Could
is
one-
specific to the crafting of poisons.
Could one
Oh
argue?
yeah, baby.
Could one argue nature as a skill check?
One could certainly argue it.
I argue nature. I argue with nature every day.
Argue with nature.
31
nature guy
medicine.
myself.
32 crafting.
19 nature.
Kashak
Shit roll.
says nothing.
Lizard brain.
Fair enough. After a quick huddle, the three of you present 3 different ideas. Basra, you were using nature. You suggest potentially a variety of ways in which he could crossbreed various strains of Malleus root. And he just kind of gets a twinkle in his eye as he chuckles a little bit. And yes, that while that is a good idea, that is unfortunately something that I have already tried many times, and I'm unable to find a breed that germinates faster than I've already pushed the limits. So crossbreeding has unfortunately borne no fruit, or in this case, no root. What did you get, Fearin? You got a 31?
31. Yeah, 31 medicine.
on what skill?
Medicine.
Medicine. So, drawing upon the variety of knowledge that you have about different types of roots and the application time in medicine between harvesting, cultivating, and application, you suggest a number of solutions, distilled alcoholic solutions that might increase potency, so that they wouldn't have to necessarily wait as long for the root itself to I don't want to say brew or whatever, but potentially a number of tinctures that might distill and increase the potency faster. He says, well, Malleus root is rather fickle, and any alcoholic solutions will simply just wash away the properties that we're looking for in the contact poison. But it is a good idea, son. Good idea. Just not quite the angle we're looking for. And finally, Twinkletoes. You come to a page in the book that essentially dictates a method of curing, utilizing very, very thin slices of root and essentially oven drying massive racks of these thinly sliced roots over the course of 2-3 days at low heat to completely dry out the roots to get the reagent that they're looking for, to then grind it into the powder needed for the contact poison. And this is actually the next thing that Curvico was going to try, but has, as of yet, not attempted. And just a sly grin comes over his face. Very good, very good. You said your name was again?
Dariana Airbright. Or
Dariana. Very good, very good.
Derry for short. Derry for short. I'm his assistant.
On actually a patent for one such oven that might produce a consistent but low heat, not enough to char or carbonize the root, but to simply dry it, almost like a jerky, or I might have thin slices that could then be perfectly ground into powder in half the time. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Here, and quickly just grabs a piece of parchment off the table, rips it in half, and writes Roots Laboratory Challenge, and then just a big fuck off check right across the whole thing, and then signs his name under it and says, here you go. This is all you need. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Emboss, shall we get going? Oh, and I guess you two are with us for this challenge.
Yes,
that's
please.
what they told us.
As I said, get your registration as quickly as possible. Very few of the benefits are available to conference members without registering first. So please, do that in all due haste. And then please, Derry, come back and let us have a further discussion on ways we might implement this for Malleus root. Thank you.
Oh, well, certainly if we have time, I would be certain. I have to stick to my employer schedule, but I would love that if we have the opportunity.
Very good. And as you're walking away, you see that he steps over and picks up a pot, grabbing a stalk by the head, yanks it out, and as you close the door, this ear-piercing screech just emanates from beyond it.
A lot of Harry Potter.
Mandrake.
It's so hard not to, right? Like, it's basically just... These rooms are like laboratories for alchemy. It's basically potions and herbology. I don't know what you want me to do.
Fair enough.
Take inspiration from any other wizarding school. I don't know.
Fair enough.
His name should have been something like Alki McKemo or something.
That feels weird. That feels like it relates to something completely different.
Chemistry, sorry. Anyway,
Anywho.
we move on.
Where are you guys going now? Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I realized I didn't really... Well, you guys saw part of that, but this was the full room. Sorry about that on stream.
I'm gonna go sneak and put that book back.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
And also, do we want to check out this one real quick, guys?
Oh,
See if
I
there's
didn't even
a
see
little-
that door.
I honestly also did not see that.
See if there's a little office in here that has another book for our next challenge.
As you guys get up to that space, I'll show you this hallway that goes all the way to the north there to another door
Oh,
with
wow.
a secondary hallway.
A secondary location.
Never go to a secondary location.
Not getting me to no secondary location.
With another hallway that branches off there, like so.
Lots of doors. Yeah, let's try the one right outside though. Yeah.
I keep trying to click the stream display to move the stream map, and I have to click the actual window of the map that I'm struggling with Roll20 today.
Oh,
We're on the struggle bus.
maybe
Uh,
they changed things really subtly, so now we're all just thrown off.
No,
and
I
we
was
don't
clicking
know if it's
OBS to try to move Roll20 map, and it was not working because
Trying
it
to
was
give you an
OBS.
out.
Yeah. It's
I
okay.
checked this door for traps.
It's untrapped. You open it. It's a closet.
Nothing in here.
What
Okay.
you see is basically like a storage room with a bunch of acolyte robes in this nondescript, just gray cloth, and what appear to be. Let me see here. That is that room.
How many acolyte robes? Like a lot, or only like 3?
Specifically says several pegs and boxes of clerical clothing used by temple's acolytes. Several being 3 to 7, 3 to 5.
How many
Is that
are
a good estimate of several? Right, because it's not a couple.
there? Yes.
It's not singular.
Fearon sort of bends down and says, "Should we snag some of those robes?" I think.
Oh
it
no,
could be
that's the
useful.
best idea. I think we should just keep going with this challenge thing. It's kind of fun.
I mean, but for later when we have to go to the next step.
Oh sure, yeah, Bastro, come put some of these in the bag of holding.
Give them to me, and I get size robes for each one of us, including Sheathra.
Yeah, they have a large animal size robe, right?
They have a size tarp.
A size
The
10.
tarp, an acolyte tarp.
It's 10XL, yeah. You can grab 4 nondescript gray robes. Sure.
Cool. Back of holding.
Bag of holding. Heard.
A golding.
Where are we on to next?
Middle room.
Maybe
Should we-
this,
should we check
maybe
out-
this
You want-
study over here.
I think it's a great idea.
I was
Snickle
thinking-
says.
Yep.
Sure.
See if that is a study.
You open the door. All of these doors, again, have just been unlocked this whole time. Ceilings in here are reasonably high. I know I never mentioned it, but they're about 18 feet up. It's still a very nice place.
Any
Same,
books?
bud. Same.
You open the door to see another study room. It's essentially identical, save for it is missing one of the chairs of its compatriot on the other side, and it's also missing the alchemical primer that you found on the other room. So it is just a singular chair, table, some loose parchment.
Can I do an investigation to see if there's a secret panel in this back here?
Sure.
Yeah, I think
roll me a perception
Fearon wants to. Fearon will do that as well.
Yeah. 38.
I'm not sure why you're all of a sudden looking at it. I mean, it's not like you have an overhead view to know that there's some weird amount of space missing between the back wall of one room. and the other.
I'm very fast. I know my paces very well, and it was like 3 paces to get through this room and 3 for this room, but it was like 8 for the outside, so I know that there's unaccounted for space back there.
And if we'll remember, Will, Fearon is a published cartographer. He's very good at distances.
Ooh.
Moreover,
even
none of us
better
know what
idea.
you're insinuating.
Correct. Beyond the point. I rolled a 35.
35?
I rolled a 38.
38. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Fearon. Oh, Fearon. Fearon, my Fearon. You step around to the backside here. You're examining the wall on the back, running your fingers over it, licking the stone to see if there's any difference in density or taste. And you find something.
Oh?
You find a small indentation that, when coaxed, turns into a minor depression. When further pressed, turns into a room beyond this room. As you
Derry,
push
you were
open
right.
a door. A secret
Derry, you were right.
door. To find 2 figures. 2 rat folk.
Wait a minute.
And if
No way are
anyone
these the 2.
can name them, they will get
Oh,
a
give me a
hero
minute.
point.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Because you've met, actually,
I'm
only
so
Kashak,
confident.
Bassro, and Twinkletoes have met them. But you
Yes,
have
what was
met
their
these
names?
rat folk before.
We met these. Where did?
They know.
They were in the catacombs before we got to the nightclub where Jerry
Right.
Hoff was.
I can't remember.
Is it Vriza and Velibond?
Nope.
Okay.
Where did you get those names? I'm pretty sure those
I'm
aren't
ju-
names in this adventure.
I'm looking through all of my notes. At just like whenever I see a pair of names, this is.
I don't think I started taking notes until after this. I'll have no idea what their names are.
An additional hero point for anybody who can tell me what they were doing there.
They were stealing things or something, weren't they? They were like running. They were like they were leaving while we were coming in. Oh
That is
shoot! Yeah,
true.
what were they doing?
Were they stealing crates of something?
No, they were
In our
stealing
little-
alchemical substances. We had taken some, I thought.
Not stealing is the wrong word for what they were doing.
Procuring?
Looting.
No. I want to give it up, unless somebody has another guess.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through my.
This
I-
was this
I
in
still have it.
was this in the hideout where we rescued?
No, it's not the Sierra Lab.
Okay.
It's
No,
before then.
This would have been the secret underground back entrance to the House of the Plains,
Right.
where you met the Vargui shortly after.
Right. That's what I thought. They had a cart
They did have a
of
card.
things, I think,
Mhm.
and
They had a
it
cart.
like was
Yeah,
broken, and we talked to them.
Mhm.
Oh, no, they stole from people. I remember because we fought those fuckers after. They spoke Aklo. Who did they steal from? It was like a certain people. Oh my
This
gosh.
would be the Ratfolk twins known as Kecker and Greff.
I was not gonna get those.
No
They-
way was I close to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were smuggling
Oh yeah, I thought I had that in my
Things
sheet, but no.
through this tunnel and got trapped by a Vargwheel on their normal
I did
routes.
have it. I was on the wrong character sheet. I needed to be on Dr. Forsyth's character sheet. I did have it. The Whisker Brothers.
Yes. Very good. I'll give a hero point for that.
Yeah.
Hey, Whisker
Yes.
Brothers.
Note taking.
And you currently see them, Firin, though Firin does not know them, smashed on their asses, surrounded by empty liquor bottles. And that's where we're going to go
Word.
ahead and take a quick 15-minute break. We'll be back at 8:40 Eastern Standard. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be right back.